Chat, please keep me updated on what's going on. I had some really funky issues right before we went live, um, so I'm troubleshooting on the fly here. But congratulations to Netherstorm for making their way in when it seemed like it was going to be a hill that was too steep to climb. And good job, Jedi, with pulling out a key victory at the end of the season to really shake things up and make the landscape of the playoffs that much more interesting. So speaking of which, there was a race down in Orange Division, but
Yeah.
I kind of felt like by the time we had gotten into Tavern Talk, wasn't it already decided last week? Or
Uh, no, Aroy had won his match 3-1, but the rest of them had still not played out.
okay, so as it went throughout the weekend, um, Defias was in a situation much like we saw with Temporal, Entropy, Aeon, and Netherstorm, and taking fate into their own hands. Did what they had to do to put themselves above Noob Central in the head-to-head matchup, winning their way in by 1 point. Um, very close as the results were 14-13. I know when you look at it, it says 17, but that's with the 3-point victory bonus. Very tightly played and a great effort by both teams to make it super interesting coming down to the wire there. So Defias has made their way into the playoffs for Orange as well. The green picture was kind of locked up at this time last week with Avatar being pretty securely um, in the two spot. They did still
Yep.
have a chance of like if they completely wiped. I think they had what 2 or 3 matches left at that point, but it was almost to the point where they would have to get completely shut out, and Danger Zone would have needed to capitalize as many points as they possibly could. Um, and that didn't work out. 1600 Dust had the commanding lead. So that leads us into playoffs week one. And we're going to try to take some time with each match to actually talk about each seed, the landscape of the playoffs and what it means for teams to be up against who they're up against, and really take the time to give all four matches the time and credit they deserve for these teams earning their way in there. And we're gonna kick things right off with NWA versus Netherstorm. Now, Red has been playing blue all season long. These two teams have met before. Um, Early on, and we can't kind of base things on past results, except for the fact that I would make the argument that Netherstorm is not the team now that they were when they previously faced NWA at the beginning of the season. And May could probably say the same for NWA, but we already have one result in, and I think this is an important one as you look at how these two teams match up. Um, Cheesy and Tony Montana have already played. And I do believe the result is 3-1. I'm looking for, yeah, Cheesy took the early win 3-1. With the rest of the lineup being the way it is, where do you guys see this going? And you could take it seed by seed. You could point out what you find to be interesting uh, as you look through the lineup, and let's get into it.
I really like NWA at every seed remaining. I thought the Cheesy, like, there's not many people who are as good as Cheesy at the one seed. Like, if you look at his record in THL since he's been a part of the league, there's not many that are better than him. Um, but I really feel strongly about NWA being favored 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'd be pretty surprised if they don't come away with the win. But Netherstorm has been rolling. Crovan specifically has been rolling. So if he can get a win over Salt, which I think is like the next closest matchup for them, like skill wise, uh, they have a shot to finish it off. I think.
Uh, yeah, I tend to agree. I don't know much about Crovan at all. I didn't even know this person was in the league before. But besides that, yeah, I would agree about every other seed as well. I think it's going to be difficult for I think it's going to be difficult for NWA to find a way to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only spots I really thought that NWA may or may not have to be concerned is, as you were saying, Crovan as of late, and if the matchup plays out differently this time around, we got Gemini and Drudded in the 5 seed. Could be a place where Netherstorm could try to steal some matches back. But I do
Yep.
think that Pink Samus and Cran are very heavily favored in their individual seeds. Pink Samus is a 71 point favorite over Swanky Tiger.
Yeah.
Um, but here's the thing is that as of late, um, Swanky Tiger has been on a pretty good roll. Uh, or sorry, has been on a roller coaster is what I meant to say. Dropping 0-3 to Drubik's Cube, but then having a 3-1 performance over Bork, who spent quite a bit of time this season on the top 10 list. I would like to point out that Pink Samus has not lost since week 2, and that loss was to Swanky Tiger. So it'll be interesting to see if Swanky can and repeat that, or if Samus is just on this roll at the moment.
Check out Swanky Tiger in the playoffs. Boom Squad alum right there, and Brunson. Oh my God. Oh
um,
my
Shouldn't
God.
have broke him up.
I wish I knew anything about Swanky Tiger as a player, man.
He was on your team.
Yeah, well, you know.
True.
oh man. The other thing I'd like to point out with why I think that the Droided Gemini matchup might be a little closer than because Droided has been a pretty solid 5 seed down there coming in as Salt was bragging when we picked him up that he was actually like a 70 PR when he first came in. But the way that the league works is that the minimum that will show up is 100. There's a hidden PR on the low side as well as the high side, and he has steadily gone up to where he's at now. Um, and Drutta did win 3-1 over Gemini in week 2, but Gemini towards the end of the season has really picked it up, including a win over Dag Randolph, who was where was he? He was number 3 for a little bit on the top 10 players list, wasn't he?
Oh, he's good.
I think he went up to number 2 at one point. Yeah, he's had a really nice season.
Oh
So
man, I didn't even know. All I hear is people complain about Dag Randolph, so I had no idea he was good.
Yeah, nice, very good.
so we do have to take into account that Gemini has had a hot hand lately and has finished the past 2 weeks with some pretty big wins and possibly could add Dread to that list. So we would need for Netherstorm to overcome the obstacle, which is NWA. They would need Swanky to repeat over Pink Samus, and they would also need Gemini to grab a win down there. And I don't know, guys. I don't know that I favor Salt over Crovan, but they're both uh, they're both 2 seeds. I'll say that.
I do. I think Krovan has he struggled early on. He's been much better lately, but Salt just has like a history of doing nothing but winning in THL. I don't know. I really like that matchup for them.
Well, that's why we play the matches, right? It's gonna be that one's gonna be a good one. I think that one is a little closer than it looks on paper, especially with Tony Montana, who's been a stud, going down 3-1 to Cheesy. But as you said, Cheesy's been one of the top players in THL for a few seasons now, so um, no surprise that he got the victory there. Next up on the list is the other red-blue matchup. We got Temporal Legends, the Paladins of the past and the future, um,
Vomit.
versus the Harry Generals. Uh, Temporal Legends winning their way into the playoffs final week. Harry Generals have kind of had a playoff spot um, the whole time. Like, yeah, they could have dropped from 1 down to 2, but kind of always felt like they were in control over their own destiny. Um, but these two teams are built very differently. You have Temporal Legends who seem to favor PR matches in the lower half of their lineup, and the Harry Generals are very top heavy. Now you could say that Dag has been playing well above his PR, especially seeing as he is a legend finisher now. But we have seen him fall in recent weeks. He is beatable. So I look at this matchup and I wonder what's going to happen in the middle to see it play out. Um, how do you guys see
Well,
it going?
I'll tell you what. Um, this whole like Temporal Legends being bottom heavy and the Harry Generals being top heavy, I don't even think that's completely true. Like
Yeah.
the only seed where the Harry Generals are stronger than Temporal Legends, if you're looking at just PR, is the 2 seed. And this is ignoring obviously the buffer room over 500. Like if you're a 500 PR, like you're fine, right? Besides that, even if we were to go with that theory, I mean, if we're looking just throughout THL, like at the history of winning teams, bottom heavy teams just win.
I would
Like
agree. I actually think actually think the Harry Generals are like more bottom heavy than Pro Legends, despite the PR. So
Oh well, yeah, but yes, you are correct in the fact that I think many out there would agree with the statement that Bork and Dag have played above what they show
yeah,
on paper. Um, but I meant more to the fact that like the established kind of names we know versus newer faces.
yeah,
In the sense that like poker's been at 500 for a while now. Hector's in the league. He's been playing this full season in THL. Um, and his 500 is earned. There's no taking that away from him in any way, shape, or form. But poker's held on to that 500 for a little longer, which it's not an easy task to do. You can ask any of the guys that have hit 500 in this league that keeping it is not as easy as a lot of these guys make it look. Um, so I didn't mean to discredit the top of Temporal Legends lineup in any way there, because Hector's taken down some big names. But I personally, this is my opinion. When I look at this matchup, I think that on both sides you get a win and a loss in the top and the bottom. I think this is going to be another one, much like Week 7. We're going to see this coming down to Jedi's matchup in the 3 seed against Loch Ness. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know a lot about Loch Ness other than what I've seen on the spreadsheet.
I played against him. He's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's a
Yeah,
great thing about having you, D-Lime, is you played this 3 seed, both of these guys.
yeah. He plays good decks. He plays them well. He plays similar decks to Jedi. So here I will probably concede to skill and say that Loch Ness H is probably a better player. I'll say this in general though. I say that in lower seeds, like we're talking like 4 and 5 seeds, um, because like the 2 and 3 seeds in my estimation seem to be like pretty analogous to each other.
Hmm.
Um, the 1 seeds are set apart a bit, but the 4 and 5 seeds are also set apart a bit and are also somewhat analogous to each other. And I find that skill differences in the lower seeds are much larger than skill differences in the higher seeds.
Yep.
And it's because of that I think that having a team that's stacked in lower seeds is just more effective.
Hmm.
I totally.
Where those skill differences lie when it comes to these two teams in particular, that's a whole nother story. I don't know shit about them, but that's essentially where I fall when it comes to which team is going to take it away. It's which team is stronger in those lower seeds.
So
Yeah,
really, we have information on Bork, Fez, and Phoebus. This is Dag's first season, but we have now seen him for 8 weeks. So Mange, how do you see it going with that?
I really like Bork and Dag. I have played against Bork several times. I think I played against Fest Sama last season in like SPL when it was that.
Hmm.
But I just think overall that Bork and Dag are more consistent players than Fez Sama and Phoebus. Uh,
It's
oh,
definitely could be a throwdown in the lower half of that lineup, either way.
yeah, I think it'll decide. Like if you just kind of go like chalk up top, it'll come down to the 4 and 5 seeds as well.
Yeah, this one's gonna be another. There's a lot of really even matchups. As I was looking at this document and figuring out, there's really only one that on paper looks super rough, and their previous meeting this season would tell you that's also super rough. But actually, I think that's the next one on the docket. So, unless you guys got more to say about Temporal Legends versus the Harry Generals, we can jump down to Avatar versus Team Rank 5.
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we have Avatar going up against Team Rank 5. This is a repeat of the Week 3 matchup where Team Rank 5 maxed the points out, getting a 23-point victory to Avatar 6. Um, and it's very possible and very likely that that could happen again. But as I was really looking through this matchup, there's actually a few spots where Avatar can make this thing happen for them. So I'm gonna tell you where I see it going, and then you guys can tell me why I'm absolutely wrong. So I think G Nets versus Slimsh is one of the best. I'm going to call it anti-Slimsh matchups. These guys have a history of some great series in Wicked Wednesdays and various other times of playing one another. Um, as Slimsh was on Gosu Casuals prior, who were in the same division um, to his stint on Team Rank 5. And I think this is a 3-2 matchup sort of deal where the winner is going to win in game 5. So I give G Nets a very fair shot of winning this one. I think that it's a coin flip sort of deal. I think MV Parker beats Pumbas. I think that Brunson loses to Loaded Lux, but something I've always had a problem with Brunson is I actually think Brunson has a great Hearthstone mind when he wants to actually be trying at the game. Um, and I don't know. People tell me he has been memeing this season, but every time I ask him what he's playing, he's telling me it's either Pants Rogue, Mill Rogue, or some ridiculous build of Rogue. So I don't know what his effort level is, but he's been putting in great results. Another spot where I think Avatar could get the win is in that 4 spot. Jesus C beat Lemur earlier in the season, um, but I don't think Lemur is an awful Hearthstone player. And I really don't know if 34 points is enough to give this one to Jesus C, even as dominant as he's been, um, because Lemur actually tries really hard at this game, studies, and has experience playing Jesus C this season. So I think the 1 seed, the 3 seed, and then down the 5 seed, Rogue has been probably the greatest 5 seed surprise. Coming in the league at 100, sitting at 173 now, has really taken to the game. But he's going up against Zabger, who has had a really great season down there in the 5 seed. So I think, despite all the results that would argue this, the 23-6 victory early in the season, I think Avatar has a shot if they could wrap up the 1, 4, and 5. So guys, rip that apart.
Uh, I fully expect to lose. Not fucking kidding. But if we do lose, it's not gonna be because Lima beat us. I'll tell you that. It'll, it'll be because Gnex is really good and Prumas is pretty good. Loaded Lux maybe is just surprised by Brunson's memes, even though we're trying to do our best to prepare him. And that Zagra is pretty good. Not because Lemur. Jesus is gonna shit on Lemur.
I believe it.
Jesus.
I don't know. I have a lot of faith in Slim's just great. I also think that G Nets is very good.
Yep.
I think that no matter what, it's probably going to be something like 3-2.
Yep.
Uh, I'm strongly in favor of Parker winning. I'm strongly in favor of Loaded Lux winning. I honestly, I would, if I were to make a prediction, I would say that Lemur and Zabger both win. So I think it's going to come a lot for me to that G Nets versus Slim's matchup.
Yeah, I think this one's a lot closer than the memes on Facebook were making it sound. Um, and guys, I'm not denying that in week 3, Team Rank 5 whooped Avatar. The results say that in the past, yeah, Team Rank 5 has absolutely dominated them, but Hearthstone can be Hearthstone. These guys have had solid seasons if you actually look at the stats, and it could happen. It could happen. So that'll be one that will be interested to see play out, and I think a lot of people will be shocked if Avatar shows the potential that they have, how close this thing will be, whether they win or lose. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
This last one, I'm a little bummed at how many results are already in, because it doesn't make analyzing this a very easy job because it's kind of like you already want to say one thing. 1600 gods playing Defias Brotherhood. Defias is already up 8-2. They've locked down two series already. Um, Aroy got a 3-2 victory over Tezriel. That's how I say it. I know people call him
That's not even fucking. How could that even be close? The Z comes before the E.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Tezer
Zerial. Just,
Tezariel
just Zerial.
Zerial.
Serious? You
Whatever, man.
serious?
No, I'm not serious. I'm a
What do you
meme.
teach?
Not
Has
English.
to be Zerial.
Not English.
Jesus.
Um, I actually tell my kids when they ask me about grammar, I'm like, go ask the English teachers. I don't work with letters and them words. They're too fancy for me. Them books.
These green beans were fucking good.
Um, but then we got Ao 3-0 and Ziggy Sarah. Uh, that's a new 5 seed down there for the Defiance Brotherhood. Um,
Yeah.
so
What?
I
so
warned them.
Huh?
I warned them about that 5 seed.
uh,
So did we. I
I was
think
like,
everyone.
what? I'm looking at chat, wondering what I missed. Um,
Yeah, that was too.
so you
Um,
got what's left in the matchup feels very favored in leaning towards Defias, right? You've got Comp playing in the 3 seed against Spiver, and you've got Hambowen going up against Rockbase in the 4 seed.
The series is over.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So, but
yeah.
here's something I would like to point out that could make this interesting. Spiver did beat Comp 3-1 last time they played, so it's not impossible for Spiver to win here. And Rockbase played Aroy last time, and Aroy's up there in the 2 seed. Um, so I don't know if that really tells us much of anything, but it does add a little twist to this, and the fact that Spiver has beat Comp before. But I think if you look at the Ridiculous Hat Boom Boom matchup, and you look at Rockbase and Hambowen, um, it
Wait,
kind of
Rock Bass played against Aroy, but what happened?
he got stomped.
All right, so
Everyone.
it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but it's also a different opponent that he's going up against. So I think if you
Okay, and there's another opponent, and Hambone's gonna stomp him too.
so here's what I'm saying though is I think it comes down to Hambowen beats Rockbase and
And
Boom
then the
Boom
series is over.
Boom Boom loses to Ridiculous Hat, and it comes down to Spiver and Comp. And Spiver has beaten Comp before, even though a lot of folks have Comp favored in this one.
No, it doesn't come down to that because
If Hambone
Rock
wins,
Bass and the series is over.
yeah, there's
Oh
no
yeah,
more.
yeah. Because so once again, the analysis is tough to do because there's already so many damn results in. I'm just looking at my cheat sheet with the names of who's playing who. I should probably
God,
get the spreadsheet back open again, huh?
yeah,
Uh, um,
I got them both.
so
Yeah, it's pretty open. Like Defias has this pretty. I mean, it's gonna be really hard for them to lose it from here.
it was a great run though for the preseason 15/16 ranked 1600 dust. Um, good first showing in the league, and win or lose, definitely a season to be proud of and to look forward to coming back and playing next season. I hope. Um, so here's our pick'em for the week is going to be all 4 matchups. You got to give us the victor. Mange is currently tied with our guests. So boom, I gotta just add these in here right quick because I'm an idiot. And guest. All right. So first matchup, NWA Netherstorm. Mange, who you got?
NWA.
NWA it is. D Lyman, who you got?
I stopped listening.
NWA versus Netherstorm.
Oh, NWA.
All right.
There you go.
I'm also going to ride the NWA bandwagon here, even though I love you guys at Netherstorm. Next up, Temporal Legends versus the Hairy Generals.
Oh, I like the Harry Boys.
Uh, man, I just don't know anything. I didn't even know Dag Randolph was on the Hairy Generals.
Yeah, I think he's only lost one game.
And who's Bork?
Bork,
He's
he's been a guy that was on the top 10 for a little while too this season.
Who's
he's only
Chigmo?
lost.
Chigmo good?
He's fine.
I would make a better judgment there, but when I had to play against Markshire last season, I DQ'd instead. Um,
I think Markshire is better.
all right.
Right.
You know what, Mange, you're always right. Let's go Hairy Generals.
I hate to be boring, man, but I agree with you guys there too. All right, hopefully one of these next ones will mix it up for us. Avatar versus Team Rank 5. I know your pick already, Mange, because you support your boys.
Nope, no, Avatar.
What?
Put it down.
Oh, tanking it. You're going to let our guests walk away with it. Okay.
I'm not fucking around.
We didn't let our guest walk. I mean, you know what it is? Mange is hedging his bets, man. He wants to stay tied, and he knows that next week he'll have a guest who doesn't know how to predict shit. Because he knows I'm picking Avatar too.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Wow. I am going to finally disagree and say Team Rank 5.
Rogue JT and Jesus C are gonna get the fuck beaten out of them. Just the piss.
Like I'm
They're gonna
with
get
you.
the Pocahontas in space beaten out of them.
There's just no fucking way though that like, Jesus. I mean, there is because Hearthstone. But Jesus is just so much better than Lemur.
Yo, Jesus, I love you, man. I'm so sorry, but Lemur's about to beat the fuck out of you, man.
Wow.
Lemur's gonna show up, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is he doing playing Rogue?" And he's gonna suck shit at Rogue, and it's not gonna matter because he's playing Swashbuckler. Games like that are about to happen to you, man.
I would just like to let everybody know that Jesus C says eat a dick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm not about these homophobic Twitch comments.
All right,
No,
moving on.
It's not a Venny friendly zone.
I'm gonna have to explain to you what happened in Discord the other day. Last time you said eat a dick. Remind me.
Oh man. Oh man. All right.
Oh my God, Slims, no!
Oh God. All right. We need to move on. Defias Brotherhood, 1600 Dust. I think we all know where this is heading, but I'll ask it anyways. Mange, who you got?
Defias.
Yeah.
Those were the boys from day one. I've been riding that chariot the whole time.
Yeah, Defies. I would like to. Okay, since Mange and I have picked the same teams for each one, I would like to add a fifth prop bet for the sake of it.
Okay.
Of TH Lima versus Jesus C.
Oh yeah, no, all day. Give me that Jesus ass.
All right.
Yeah, TH Lemur, let's go, baby. Lemur, don't let me down, buddy.
I'm adding this in as if there needs to be a tiebreaker guest, this was the tiebreaker.
Yep.
All right, so I got that in there. All right. So we actually ended up with a, you know, let me check this before I go too much further so we can pull things out of Twitch chat if we need to. Slimsh, are we still looking for Salty Saturday contestants, or did we get that figured out? So we'll wait for that response in chat. We got some Q&As going. Some were good, some were some fucking memes.
Cheesy 10, I'd be happy to beat you again. What the fuck?
I mean, Hector's always good at making friends.
The fuck kind of comment is that? Holy shit, is this like some fucking Dear Jason shit? We already ran him out of the league.
Well...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hector's been really good at making friends since he's been in the league.
Oh my god, Cheesy, please. No, fucking, who's the Hector playing against? Tony Montana, please.
I'm just gonna
Please
sit back.
sweep his ass.
I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this.
No, poker. He's going up against poker. Please sweep his ass.
Yeah, poker. Well, I think it's happening like 10 something today.
Oh, God bless. Can I cast it?
They're looking for somebody to cast it.
Casters.
Oh
Yeah, I'll
man,
tag.
there's a Facebook post, D Lyman, that has I believe Jedi jumped on there and said he would be able to to stream it if he can find some casters. So, uh, wow. All right. So Slim says Salty Saturday is good. I don't have that lineup, but it's all playoff matches, guys. So every last one's important. So whoever ends up on Salty Saturday, it's gonna be a good matchup, and hopefully at that point the games will still matter um, for the overall outcome of the matchup. All right. So Slimsh asks, for those who have fallen, I'm assuming that was followed. What possible developments are you looking forward to? Oh, no, no. Okay, no, I should read the whole question. So for those who have fallen, what possible developments are you looking forward to in the off season? Mage, I'm gonna let you answer this one first because my phone is yelling at me about somebody making a purchase off of my phone, and I'm holding it. So.
We have not fallen yet, but possible development. Well, maybe we'll see a return of Wicked Wednesday. I personally am going to play as little as Hearthstone as possible, which actually isn't that different from in season. I don't know. What about you, D Lamon? What do you got going on this off season?
I thought Simps was talking about like teams changing and stuff.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh,
I thought he was just. Sorry, I was really distracted by the fact that somebody's trying to steal my money. I just read the off-season part, Mage. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you into those of us who have been knocked out of the playoffs.
Cool.
D Lyman, what are your plans for the off-season?
um, man, the same shit. I mean, now I only played Hearthstone when I had THL matches. I'm playing Hearthstone a lot this week because I'm racing Slims to Legend. But once I get there, I'm not playing again for the rest of the month.
Yeah. Are you
Um,
not going to try for points?
no, because see, here's the thing: is that I'm not willing to invest the time into playing an open tournament straight up. I'm not willing to invest the time to that last day of the ladder season, each season, like being there till 3 in the morning trying to maintain a rank. Like I can't guarantee that I'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's just not. No, and it's just like high risk. No, not doing it.
Not
It
not
really
to get too off topic with that, but you brought up an interesting point. Do you think there's a disadvantage for East Coast players because of that 3 o'clock deadline for us?
Um, no, no. I don't think there's a disadvantage because when you consider like the player base, like 3 a.m. isn't it, that's not shit. Like for people who are like really trying to like make this like a profession for them, like they have no problem doing that. But for people who are like who are now like semi-casual like me, like we have no business competing for points at BlizzCon anyway.
No business.
I don't know.
So this off season, I'm actually going to play a little bit of Hearthstone. Um, I'm I've already been in talks with Salmon, who at this point is thinking about coming back for another season of torture at Entropy. We don't know yet. I'm trying to rope him into it, and maybe potentially he'll be my captain this next season. I'm feeling the itch to come back and play, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So
Oh shit.
I'm gonna put my off season into trying to get caught up on the meta, build some actual decks, and see if he'll have me.
Yeah. I'm actually not captaining again, so sign me to your THL team.
Oh baby, not
Well,
captaining again.
I told Smoke Salmon that I would my interest next season is only playing on a team if and only if one of two scenarios are true. Uh, the scenario A being that every other player on the team has a good mind for the game, like they're just good thinkers. So basically, no fucking idiots.
Ellie giggle.
And
Oh,
then, or scenario B, that the team isn't serious at all and doesn't pretend to be.
So Boom Squad 2.0.
So we'll see. No, wait a second. Well, Boom Squad season, the first season of Boom Squad was serious.
yeah, they had some really good spreadsheets and shit. Really good
Yeah.
scouting reports that I was privy to at one point. It was good shit.
Yeah, but but then the second season we were more true to our skill level.
Nailed the shit out of it.
So those are our off-season plans, Slimsh. Um, Jedi asks, Team Rank 5 has a reputation of being a bit head casey, especially in the playoffs. As the most dominant team that this league has ever seen and probably ever will, what are you doing to stay focused amid the extraordinarily high expectations?
Every single one of us thinks we're gonna lose except for Slim. So I don't know. We're just gonna play. Like outside expectations don't bother us.
That's not true.
Why do you say that?
Because you are like so emotionally invested in winning a championship with Team Rank 5 and shutting up other people who keep making fun of you guys for not.
Whoa. I am emotionally invested in winning it for me. I don't give like I don't care if people make fun of us. People have been making fun of us forever. I think you have my motivation wrong there.
What's it? Okay, well, okay. Now you aside, then how about MV Parker and this shit with whoever the fuck was it? Mark Shire? What's that?
Markshire.
What's that about? Someone came on Tavern Talk. Parker was bitching about someone coming on Tavern Talk and talking about like you guys choking or some shit. I don't know.
Oh no. Parker was pissed off that Dag Randolph was in chat posting about Team Rank 5 imploding when we were down a couple matches in a match that we won.
Yeah, there you go. Head case.
Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to ask him. I know I personally am not affected by outside
And
expectations.
it's too bad you're not playing.
I know Jesus doesn't give a fuck. Rogue doesn't give a fuck. Hey, maybe Parker does. I don't know.
Salt, my dream is D-Lyman specking all my ladder games on Skype and calling me fucking trash. Make this happen. You want to play on my team? Well, don't. Well, you can. No, go ahead, play on my team, but don't expect me to watch your games on Skype.
Yeah.
That shit's not happening.
Yeah.
So there's that question. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Um,
Wide right every semis. Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay.
Nade asks, what were your favorite storylines in the first 7 weeks of THL that you enjoyed watching unfold? This could be player or team.
I like them all. I don't have a favorite.
I didn't listen. Repeat the question, please.
What storylines like from this season?
Oh, what storylines? Well, I think that there was a pretty interesting storyline in like I think Entropy created a pretty interesting storyline. High expectations, not living up to it. That happens, and that's always a good storyline when that happens. Um, Besides that, man, I don't know. The season felt pretty fucking standard, didn't it?
Um, I don't know. There was a few. There was a few that I enjoyed. I have both a player and a team. Um,
Go for yours, and I'm gonna get into mine.
all right. So mine was pretty simple. I really enjoyed watching 1600 Dust embrace the 1200 PR meme and make a playoff run. And I also enjoyed watching their opponents, not so much a storyline because I expected them to be a good team, but I really enjoyed watching Defias play. And my favorite player storyline is watching Aroy's rise from 4 to, depending on what happens this week, possibly 1 throughout the course of this season. So I enjoyed the 1200 PR and the Aroy rise.
Yeah. I mean, the 1200 Dust one is really good. The implosion of Avatar, only for them to come back and make playoffs.
That was
That's
great.
huge.
How can we forget that?
Yeah. I'm Brunson playing Pants Rogue and sweeping his opponent. I don't know, man. Just some good stuff. It's a good season.
Uh, it feels.
Man,
Why does it feel
if only
so?
Asuna didn't fucking drop the ball, we'd have three. Do you have three boom squad alum in the playoffs?
Who?
If only Asuna didn't drop the fucking ball, we'd have three boom squad alumni in the playoffs.
I mean, she helped. I think she got like 3 points in 4 weeks or something like that. They needed those points. They needed every last point.
Oh shit.
Why does it feel like the Avatar implosion has been going on for like 3 seasons now, even though they've only been a team for 2?
Because they've been talking shit about Lemur since like day one.
Lemur drafted Brunson. Who does that?
I mean,
I did that.
No. Here's the thing, D. Lyman. You and Brunson had a mutual respect before you you picked him up on your team.
Oh yeah, and then after he was on my team and I found out, then everyone found out about Brunson and he still picked him.
Like, Brunson has shit on Lemur since the day he found out who Lemur was. And Lemur still picks him up. Like, there's actually been some funny storylines this season. One that I've was really excited about and it's kind of been a little awkward to watch that just came to mind. Uh, was the return of our fearless leader Jedi in the 3 seed.
Yeah.
He had a couple of rough weeks, man, but to have I think there was 2 or 3 weeks in a row where he got like 1 point and then swept the other two. And then to have last week so many people's hopes and dreams hanging on what Jedi does and for him to come out with a 3-1 victory. I don't know.
Yep.
It's kind of like Rudy riding the bench all season and coming out for that one great play, and that one great play makes like watching him sit on the bench the whole season worth it. It was like a redeeming moment that I really enjoyed seeing. And I'm hoping that I could do as well as he did when I come back next season because he's at least tried to keep up with some form of Hearthstone meta. Um, so I
Yeah.
forgot that was a storyline, but I was really happy to see Jedi back
That,
this year.
He's a
that's a
god.
great. That's a good one. You should have heard like Cheesy's voice, like the panic in his voice in Discord when he's like, "It's all coming out down to Jedi," and he was like trying to give Jedi his decks and shit, like give him advice. And Jedi's like, "Nah, bro, I got this."
Oh man. I feel like there was one other question. I thought that we would poll and we didn't. And
I got distracted pulling this. I was trying to pull more.
yeah, hold on. I just want to see if I can find it real fast. There was one that I actually liked. And it
Why
had
can't Jesus be a guest host?
Huh?
Why can't Jesus be a guest?
Oh, Jesus can't be a guest host because you've heard him in Discord.
Yeah. Well,
He
yeah. I
can't
mean,
say stuff on air.
we just gotta get him to stop, to like dropping f bombs. But we'll be all right.
He can't stop.
Oh,
You don't understand.
all right. So here, I knew there was one I wanted to address. This came from Arcane, and it was about how SHL being as big of a success as it was. What about changing the THL format to Last Hero Standing? Um, and I personally hate Last Hero Standing. I know that there's others that disagree. So I don't want to make it about Last Hero Standing or Conquest or which format's the best of 5, best of 7, whatever. Here's what I would like to say about it. I would be extremely disappointed if SHL and THL had the same format at the same time. I really like the fact that guys were playing in SHL and THL, and instead of just bringing the same decks that they brought for THL and not really treating them like separate leagues, um, having the two different formats made it feel different, and you had to prepare differently for the two styles. So I
Yep,
would be disappointed in the future to see them having the same format at the same time.
I agree. I think the fact that they're different is a really big plus for the league. There needs to be some kind of diversity. And like there's been some talk of SHL going to 5-man rosters, and I disagree with that for the same reason. I think it's cool that there's 3-man. I think it's cool that it's different enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, what are we doing? Are we just having two of the same league? I'm not quite sure. Well, go ahead.
I think that suggesting that THL and SHL have the same format is like a ridiculous suggestion. Like I don't know. That's a terrible question. I think that if the argument then is to elevate Last Hero Standing in some sort of THL environment, then yeah, then pushing SHL to five player teams is fine. I'm not as much against it as Maine seems to be. I think that a five person SHL team is fine if it's sustainable. I think that having THL follow a format that's different from Blizzard's competitive format for whatever season, whatever year they're doing is a ridiculous suggestion as well. And I think it pushes some of the best players out of the league who may be using THL partially as a method of preparing. And there are a lot of people who look down on whatever format is not being used by Blizzard because they don't play it otherwise. Like, I'm not going to play THL if it's wild, straight up. Not going to do it.
Mm.
And playing THL if it's Last Hero Standing when the recognized format is Conquest is ridiculous. And a lot of people aren't going to do that. That being said, I think that SHL was great. I think having a last hero standing medium is great. I think that more formats and more games and all that stuff, I think all that is cool and great as long as it's sustainable and people actually play their matches. Um, I wouldn't mind if SHL were elevated to be sort of like, like relatively equal to THL, the main conquest format. If there were 5 player teams and there were as many teams and everything, and like everyone was having fun with it, I mean, I think it gives a great opportunity for people who aren't already on THL teams to play because obviously SPL is no longer a thing. If you were to make people pick one, then that's fine. Or if you were to have people play two under certain circumstances, that's fine. But that's where I think its place is. Having THL follow the same format, that's just a stupid fucking suggestion.
I mean, I think like we're kind of already trying to do that, right? Like SHL is not really considered a developmental league anymore. It's
Yeah,
Right.
its own equal thing that just happens, to be last year's standing. So
Yeah, I think that for SHL to grow, you need better players playing in it. Just straight up. No offense to other people who are playing in SHL, but like I don't think anyone will question that the quality of player on average is just significantly lower.
yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I think that the way to solve that, however, and to still have people play in SHL who otherwise couldn't play, is to have more players per team. You can't just increase the PR because then lower PR players can't play.
Right.
They won't get picked up on teams unless there's just gross vacancies.
mm, yeah. Well, if we look back to early alpha, beta, kappa of THL, I mean, some players that were dominant 1 seeds then are like mediocre 3 seeds now. And I think that if SHL continues to grow and have the structure and support that it had this season, I think we'll see a higher caliber of players showing interest in the SHL over time. Something interesting was brought up in chat, and I just wanted to hit on this real quick. Hector Howe said THL should always follow the competitive format, which is much like D Lyman was just saying, and Mange has said. Um, if for some reason Blizzard were to change and make it so that the competitive format was matching exactly what we were doing at SHL at the time, and THL switched to it, I, as a fan of what we do here, would strongly encourage SHL to switch. Um, I made a post earlier in the week about how I've kind of enjoyed watching SHL in the same way that I enjoy watching rugby sevens. It feels like a different game, but still has its own legitimate following and place in the rugby world. Whereas THL feels like the full squad, um, but they're still world sevens, So I like the way it's developing, and I hope that we continue to give it the support. So to D Lyman's points, we can start bringing in some higher caliber of player and to continue to grow our entire community by strengthening SHL and making it its own individual entity. Um, but good stuff over there, SHL board. Watching SHL, but you can't watch it. Slimsh, you know what I mean. We sit there and watch the damn spreadsheets, dude. It's about all we can do to watch it. It'd be cool next season if somebody felt like stepping up to take charge of it. After the Salt Cell has become the official show for that um, league, it'd be nice to have something kind of like a Salty Saturday, maybe on a Sunday.
Fuck it, Freaky Fridays. Let's do it, guys.
Freaky Fridays, like having a night and a spot to let SHL shine. I'd watch it. Um, so yes, Slims, you're right. I didn't actually watch the matches being played, but I did watch the spreadsheets happen. Piss boys. All right, I think that was it for Q and A's that were worth our time. There's some other questions up there. Um, we've already talked about what we'd like to see in season 5. Uh, oh, last thing. I promise this time. Slimsh asked us to ask this on behalf of Bitbeaker, Bitbreaker, or Bitebreaker, or I forgot his name.
Yeah, I did
Nice
want to.
job.
Um,
It's Brett Beaker,
Brett Beaker. Okay.
who's
Aren't you on
big.
the board or something?
No, I'm not.
When that happened?
At the beginning of this season, man.
Why?
Because
Did you get kicked out?
no,
Tell the truth.
I have so many other things I was doing that I couldn't keep up with everything. Like I was
Well,
reading one out of every 25 emails in the thread that was happening at a time, and I was like, well, that's not right or fair. So,
Okay, that's responsible.
he
I like
resigned.
that.
It was sad. It was a sad time.
um, but I still do all the other things I was doing. I just don't sit on any ruling boards anymore.
I'm with it.
Uh, so, fuck, what'd you say his name was? Brett.
I think it's Brett Beaker, whose
Bit
name
Beaker.
in game is Bit Beaker.
That's what I was trying to figure out. So he threw a thought out there that we've had in the past of hello friends. What if the winning team from THL was paired against the winning team from SHL in a winner takes all match for glory?
I like
Not
that a lot.
he admits that he's not sure about the logistics due to the discrepancies in team size and formats, but could we figure something out? Thoughts? Uh,
Oh, I like that a lot. I think this is a really easy one to solve. I think that you have the 1, 3, and 5 seeds of THL go up against the entire SHL team. I think that's number one. I think that solves the PR discrepancy issue. As far as format is concerned, you would find some way to like determine uh, which format is chosen for. Okay, so you'd have like the 1 seeds play one format, the 2 seeds play a different format, and the 3 seeds play one format, right? Now, obviously, one of those formats is repeated, so you'd have to find some way to arbitrate that and choose one, kind of like how the All-Star game decides home field advantage
Yeah, but
for
that's
the
fine.
World Series.
But that's stupid.
You say that's stupid?
Yeah, that's stupid as hell.
All right, why is that stupid?
Not your idea, though. The home field advantage. I'm getting off topic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that is stupid. But here it doesn't fucking matter because this might as well be a fucking all-star game or some shit. So yeah, so you just find some way to arbitrate that and choose whichever one the 3 seats play under or the 1 seats play under, whichever one you want to choose, and you just do that and
all
have
right.
it streamed.
So
So
in your scenario, though, the 2 and 4 seeds of THL teams are getting locked out.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair.
so let's say
Or you can have that THL team, you know, hit that same PR restriction that the SHL team is under.
what about
Whichever
this though? Hold on, here's a question for you, just because I want to hear your thoughts on how to solve this problem. Um, say Pocahontas Space, the Piss Boys, win SHL, and let's say that Avatar beats Team Rank 5, and they go on to win. G Nets is the 1 seed of Avatar and Pocahontas' best.
Play himself.
Play himself. How do
Play
you
himself.
how do you do
Yes.
that?
Yes, to play
No,
game.
it's easy, man. Just get a sub for one of them.
So, by that same regards, though, couldn't you have to make sure that you include all members of the championship team and not like make a seed feel lesser? Couldn't you do like,
The 2 seed take GNets' spot? Yeah, absolutely.
or you do all 5 seeds of the THL team, and then the winning SHL team can pick from any other SHL members that fit within the PR cap?
No, that's gross because the other SHL members will suck based on their estimations. Like if I win SHL, like I don't want anyone from anyone else's team. They all fucking suck.
Okay. What
Basically.
if we did,
Like I don't want them holding me down.
what if we did this? This sounds like it's not what you did. It's a good idea in my head. What if the 3 seed of SHL teams just played 2 series? He played the 5 and the 4 seeds of the THL team, and then the 3 seed or the 2 and the 3 seed matchup, and then the 1 seeds of the SHL team plays the 1 and the 2 seeds, just in 2 separate series.
That's
And
gross.
add up the scores.
Oh, that's so gross.
No good.
No, God, that's so gross. Like you're,
like-
oh my God. Well, number one, like you're like,
Just
The-
6 matches.
it's not balanced.
How is that not balanced?
It's not balanced because like you're number one, you're asking the person to play 2 series, right? Like you're introducing the possibility of him getting tilted from one and it affecting the other, which obviously we're saying that reasonable people shouldn't be affected by this, but the fact of the matter is that they just are.
Stack the fuck up.
I mean no, but it's reality. You've seen him both.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about it, does he? Where's his at?
No, but you know what I mean. But besides that, I mean, okay, so even if that were a fine idea, let's actually just compare the ideas across each other and think about which one is the best.
Nah, yours sucks.
Mine
I
is
mean,
mine is
All
easily
right,
the best.
I
hold
don't
up,
even
hold
remember.
up. How
Just
about
lock
this?
the KHL members out, which is dumb. Like if we win a championship this season, Jesus is a giant part of it. And in this format, we're just like, take a fucking seat.
All right, then how about this? You just pick 3 people. Just pick 3 people. Have them have at highest either the PR of the SHL team or the SHL PR restriction, whichever one is higher, and then just do that.
So there's a lot of logistics to work out in that. Anybody on the boards for both sides? Well, Mange is here for THL, but anybody listening out there for the SHL side, you have heard two intelligent individuals throw out a whole bunch of ideas on how to make this work. I don't know if it would be able to work this season. We could
Why
figure.
not?
I listen. I just don't want to put words in their mouths. But Puma's brought up something that could very easily be worked out in a off-season throwdown, much like our All-Stars competition, but instead of All-Stars coming from THL this conference, THL that conference, have them come from THL and SHL in a 5-man roster.
So, okay, but is it all star like just you take the best 5 players from each league,
Well,
or are you trying to
how do we
match up?
define All-Stars regularly? You know, we put out a vote there, right? So, but I think the little asterisk here would have to be instead of saying the 1 through 5 seed, I think we'd have to give PR ranges because of the fact that there's only the 1, 2, and 3 seed over on the SHL side. Um, and I'm pretty sure you could find people that meet, yeah, because you have people that meet the 5 seed PR in SHL. You have people that meet the 1 seed PR in SHL. So
I think that we just accept the fact that PR doesn't fucking matter for something like this because it's an all-star matchup, and then you just have like 2 different 1 seeds chosen for 1 and 2, and you can have like 2 different 3 seeds chosen for 4 and 5,
that
and then
works as
just have the
well.
two
Yeah,
yeah,
that
and then
works
just
as
have the
well.
2 seed for SHL go up against the 3 seed of THL.
So there's some thoughts for you, and that came courtesy of whatever we
But
decided his name was, Brett Beaker, Bit Beaker,
Beat Beaker.
Bit Beaker.
I don't, and it's not gonna be balanced though. Like THL has so many more players to pull from. Like
Yeah,
they're
but
just gonna have an advantage.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It's the kind of thing that like it's not going to be perfect until SHL grows, and we just deal with that.
Yeah,
um,
I hope there's some kind of crossover.
yeah, there definitely needs to be, and I think it could be a fun little friendly rivalry for those who are passionate about their given league and their given format of play. Um, so thank you for bringing that thought up, and thank you, Slims, for linking that again in the Q&A. So I believe that's all of the Q&As for this evening. I don't have a PSA, so less of you guys were given any messages to give out. I think it's just, watch the games, enjoy the weekend, and parting thoughts. D Lyman, thank you for being here tonight, man. I was super stoked to find out like 5 minutes before we went live that you were going to be here. Also, thank you, Mange, for selling your soul to him to make that happen.
I did this
Um,
for you.
what would you like to say for the folks at home, D Lyman, before we part ways tonight?
First off, Mange, you better start repaying that bet fucking tonight.
Yeah, we will after Karazhan though.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, I don't know that. I don't give a fuck.
It's nerd stuff. It's
But
wild.
I got to do that thing that I hate doing every night. So you know.
Yeah,
So you got some time.
Okay.
Besides that, yeah, this is my second time ever. This is my third time being on Tavern Talk. My third time ever watching Tavern Talk. I'm glad that we didn't bully anyone out of the league tonight. Jack Sox, looking at you.
I can't deny it.
Oh, shit.
Enjoy the playoffs, guys.
Oh shit. Mage, what would you like to say for the folks at home?
I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next week with your Week 1 results, your Week 2 preview, and we'll start talking championship hype. So until then, everybody, enjoy your Hearthstone. Bye.
Peace, homies.